Hey everybody, let's jump right into the latest Kinograph update. I was gone most of the month, but I did get a lot of design work done, so I'm happy to share all of that with you. But first, things that you're probably more interested in, real deadlines, dates that we can all hopefully count on. The deadline for the beta version of Kinograph version 2, I can't breathe, is August 1st. That is the date I need to deliver a working machine to the folks at Colgate University who have funded this round and to our partner Third World Newsreel in New York City. They will each get a machine. It will both of them will be in working order, and all of those plans will be published online. At that point, you could choose to go on and build your own, but I would ask you to wait so that we can see what doesn't work in a real production environment in both of those pilots and adjust the design accordingly until December 1st, which would be I would hope that we would be able to polish all of those design changes up, publish again all of the documentation, and then start to think about selling kits or even just like kits of the 3D printed or laser cut parts so that you don't have to do them yourself. But that's the goal. August 1st, working machine. December 1st, publicly ready designs, which will always be publicly available. But you know what I mean? Like, I actually recommend for the first time ever that you go build this machine and use it because it works the way it's supposed to. That's very exciting. All right, let's get on to the new stuff. First up is the camera mount. I spent hundreds of dollars on a bunch of different hardware that I will be returning because in the end I came up with something small and nimble. The idea is to be able to adjust the position of the camera in all three directions, and this does that. This is an extruded aluminum bar that is bolted onto the panel of the main panel of Kinograph right above the gate. Attached to that is this custom bracket that is bolted to a clamp, and that clamp holds a standard camera plate that is then screwed into the bottom of the camera itself. So you can adjust, well, let me show you what it looks like on the Kinograph panel here. So if this is our gate, this is our light, these will move in that direction, so the whole camera unit will move in either of those directions. There will be a bolt here and here, and a quick Allen key loosening will allow you to adjust it up and down, and then you can loosen this knob and adjust the plate back and forth and tighten it back down. Now, I tried to, put lots of fancy knob adjusted fine tuning pieces in here for each axis, but there's just no way to do it that isn't bulky and cumbersome. I think that this will evolve a lot over time, but for now, I think it gives us the most flexibility with the least amount of parts and headache. So I welcome your feedback on that and your designs, should you have them. You might be seeing already, like, if I have a bigger camera than this, I'm going to have to punch through that panel. Yeah, you probably will, but that's okay. You've got steel beam or aluminum beams back here. You could put another one on top. You could cut a hole that allows you to stick, the camera on one side, and then all of this stuff can be moved to the back side. It's very flexible, and you could even make this panel out of wood that would allow you to, experiment until you find something that works for you. So have at it. This is not posted to the wiki yet, but I will get to it. All right, coming up next, the gate. The gate used to look like, is it this one? Yes, used to look like this, and it still does. You could still use this design, but basically I had some really bad film that the perforations were not only broken in a couple of areas, but they were kind of flapping around, and when they hit this edge, that actually separated, and some of it started to go down into the aperture and the rest kept going, and that just meant that I was ripping through the edge of the film for a long time before I realized it. And basically this design has is always going to have that problem. I just lost my sense of the English language there for a second. I think it's back. And so I've just added some bridge rails on either side. And so you will not be able to, if you use this design, and you're welcome to use whatever design you want, you will not be able to photograph edge to edge, but you will be able to get some of the perforations, about half of it. So that way you could still use the edges in the perforations to track in any kind of image stabilization that you want to do. All right, moving on. The flat gate had the problem of, this is the thing that puts pressure down on film that is exceptionally warped. Instead of using the curved gate, we use a flat gate that looks like that. Instead of the curve, it's just flat. And then we add this whole assembly on top. And these springs provide pressure to the rails to hold the film down on that plate. The design was intended to be inserted left to right here. You would just slide it in to the gate. But because we moved the gate closer to the reel on the left, the feed reel, there's no room for that anymore. So we need to be able to do it from this side, from the front. So now I've just added this little wing. And let's add the whole thing in here. Yeah, that's fine. Do I have two gates in there? Probably. Anyway, the this pressure plate here is going to be held in place from the top down here and is prevented from moving with the film here as well, and also from the top over in this corner. But right now, if this was to float in space, there's nothing holding this side down or preventing it from sliding out if you were to reverse the film. So to do that, I've added holes here and in the new arm design for small permanent magnets. So you would insert the plate edge here and then fold it down until the magnets snap into place. That's the idea. It's untested. I'll have videos on the Instagram and Facebook page as soon as those are done. All right, so what's next? Next is I'm going to produce all the parts that I just showed you today. I'm going to laser cut them out. I'm going to 3D print them out. I'm going to bolt them all together, bolt them to the Kinograph, and then turn on the lights, turn on the camera, and take a picture. So fingers crossed that happens tonight or tomorrow. This week, basically. Let's give myself a break. And then from there, the next step is to mount the sensor. I am resisting the urge to go into a diatribe about, I should have been showing you my face, about why I'm sticking with the expensive fiber optic option, but I'm just going to summarize it for you in the following way. It's going to be quicker for us to just use that for right now, and we can replace it whenever we want. So that's that. I hope you are all having a great month, and I will see you next time.